We are in Scotiabank Arena, but the Toronto Raptors are in OVO Athletic Center getting ready for their next matchup against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Savanna Hamilton here alongside Paul Jones and Sherman Hamilton. Amy Audibert will be joining us a little bit later, but let's talk about OKC. They got some interesting Canadian players,
Yes.
Of course. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander being the young star that's kind of flying under the radar in the NBA right now, but let's talk about him.
Well, the only reason he's flying under the radar is he's in Oklahoma City. The kid's going to be a star. His name will be big in the league. And his team hasn't had a lot of success, but I'm just watching him grow. It's interesting. I had a chance to talk with assistant coach for the now Detroit Pistons, Rex Kalamian, who had Shai as a rookie. Ironically, the last game that Oklahoma City played against Detroit. And Rex told me he was really impressed with how much muscle Shai has put on. And, I'm watching him play. He's got tremendous left-hand finishes, and he reminds me at times of a guy that Sherm played with, a guy who's coaching Brooklyn now named Steve Nash. Does a great job as a point guard getting other people involved, but can still look for his own scoring when he has to. He had 13 assists, a season high against Detroit. He's very calm, very poised, does things at his own pace, and is just learning the game and improving by leaps and bounds. And never mind what he's doing for Oklahoma City, I really look forward to him doing that for Canada when he gets a chance to play for his country.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I was just thinking. He's averaging 21 points a game in the NBA right now, and he's so silent about it. I feel like that's a very Canadian thing,
Yes.
FYI.
Yes.
I can only imagine what he's going to do for the country as well. But let's move on to another Canadian. He's better known for his defense, but lately he's been developing his offense. Lu Dort, Sherm.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talk about Lu Dort. When he entered the league, it was all physicality, get after it defensively, really put people under pressure, and he was physical. He was a guy who, this is a 6'3", 215-pound guy who can move his feet and is not afraid of the contact. We've seen him develop his shot. His three-point shot is getting better, shooting a little over 38%. You have to honor that now. But when you think about Lu Dort offensively, he'll come right through you. He's not afraid to attack you. He's not afraid to get defenders on their heels. And now he has more things in his game that he can hurt you offensively. So I like the balance that we have here with Lu Dort, a physical defender who's going to get after it offensively now.
Yep, absolutely. And somebody else who comes to mind, he's not Canadian, but Josh Giddey.
Yeah.
The Western Conference Rookie of the Month last month. He's just been such a dynamic player.
It's interesting because there was so much focus on the top five in the draft, right? Cade Cunningham and Jalen Green, and then the Raptor fans after Evan Mobley, is it Scotty or is it Jalen? This guy was drafted 6th, and he is playing really well. As you said, Savannah, he's dynamic. He's kind of sneaky athletic too. He's a guy that, he can make shots in the mid-range. He does a good job passing the ball. He's got good size at 6'8". Now, he does have the odd issue with turnovers, and that's because you've got a young team that's handling the ball a lot. But he makes a really good duo in the backcourt. The combination of he and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander are pretty good. So, guy that the Raptors are going to have to be aware of, and just maybe try to be physical with him and try to get him off his spots in the way the new NBA is being officiated. But the kid has potential. He's a good player, and he's going to become an even better player in the future.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Sherm, on that note, do you have any other things to watch out for at this game coming up?
Well, this is a difficult team from the perspective of they're young.
Yep.
Guys are trying to figure out who they are in the NBA. And when you're trying to go against teams like that, you have to be very good at what you do. Defend, make sure you rebound the basketball, and also understand that any one of these guys can go off on any given night. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a definite guy you got to watch out for. But overall, you're trying to defend multiple guys who will do multiple things. And with youth, I think the unexpectedness you have to prepare for, and that's a difficult thing to do. But if you're the Raptors, it's about the consistency on the defensive end. It's about rebounding the basketball, getting out in transition and playing with pace. And then if you're locked into the half court, understand, like we saw in their last game, how to maneuver, how to operate against a younger team that's going to give you some opportunities. You just can't get into a wild game because it's a young team. You've got to stick to your principles to get the W.
Absolutely. And now Nick Nurse did speak to media after practice, so we're going to take a listen.
Well, I think that, you've kind of seen it, Michael. It's like, it seems like there's a growth period. We kind of get things figured out. We get jostled pretty hard here by some injuries. We go through some discomfort, iron it out again. So I think that if we do get everybody back, there'll probably be another ironing out process and period. And then I think that hopefully, I think that team could be all right. I mean, I think again, I don't think we're amazing by any stretch of the imagination, but we're looking more solid, right? And that's, to me, that's what we're trying to do. And if you get to solid and then you get all your people back, then you're going to have a chance every time you step on the floor. I tell you what, it's been a lot of it, other than, the crowds playing at home, all that stuff's been great. But I just kind of realized this week, like, this is the first time in like ages that I feel like I'm back in a rhythm. Like, I come to practice, go to work, go home, play with the kids, put them to bed, and then get in front of my TV and start locking in on the watching game. Like, just feel like I haven't been in front of my own TV at home in forever. Right. And I just had like 2 days in a row of it. It's like it's like, it just, that there's a comfort level of being prepared for me. Right. So I'm sure the players feel the same a little bit. There's a rhythm that you really like and you get used to. All the other stuff, it's light years better than playing in front of nobody on the road and playing in Tampa in front of nobody, or playing in front of 3,000, or going to San Francisco last year, there was nobody in the streets at all. Like, it's just so far away from all that stuff. It feels great.
We're going to head over now to our fourth member, Amy Audibert, to talk about her keys to the next game.
Thanks, Sav. Let's dive into the OKC matchup. There are a couple areas of focus points for the Raptors in this one. And first, let's go to the offensive rebounding opportunities, because the Raptors right now are second in the league. They grab over 13 offensive boards a game, and Oklahoma City give up the most rebounds total on either end of the court, combined total. So you have to believe in this one there's going to be more opportunity for guys like Precious, who are aggressive on the glass, to go out and secure that rock. Again, whether that's on the offensive for second chance or defense to go the other way, rebounding is going to be an area of focus in this one. And of course, Hamilton's own and the number one target for the OKC Thunder, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He is a fantastic guard. He's really one of the more explosive players in the league in terms of his first step. It's tough to guard him one-on-one, so containing him. His usage rates are pretty great as well, so the Raptors maybe have to play a bit more community ball around what he can do. I think we're all a little bit proud because he is Canadian, so containing him is going to be big time for the Raptors. Something else to look for in this game is the pick and roll defense. The Thunder have been doing a really nice job of sending either Shai or fellow Canadian Lou Dort over as the screener, so they don't start with the ball in their hands, which means as a defensive team, you have to prioritize either the basketball or one of these two guys who are elite players. Now, for Toronto and their advantage, maybe particular in this matchup, is that they have multiple players who can play different positions. So I'm really curious to see how Nick Nurse and his staff are going to guard that action in the offense.
We're going to be throwing it to an open gym moment. This one made me laugh so hard. To Precious Achiuwa and a bag of milk.
Yeah. It's like a cereal bag or something. Like a bread bag, rather. You know when you buy bread? Yo. This is funny. That's what you... So how do you do it? Do you drop the bag inside? Oh, snap. It doesn't fully go in?
So what you gotta do is you gotta hold it up and then you gotta like bang on the counter a few times.
Really? It's not gonna break?
Slam against the...
I feel like it's gonna break. How do I open a bag? A scissors or something?
So there's in your fridge, there's a milk bag cutter.
Nah! That's a... I didn't even see that. Who put this here? This is like sophisticated cutters, you know? Yo. So what do you do with these ones? You just wrap them back up like bread? It's about to be some type of rocket science, bro. Yeah. You know what I need? I'm gonna try it first. A regular whole milk.
Just in a bag.
Just in a bag.
That clip made me die. The first time I watched it, I was like, why is this always a thing? Every time we get an American player or international player that has never experienced bagged milk, it becomes like this whole story. And I mean, it's cute. At the end of the day, it's a cute moment to watch them so confused, to be honest. But it begs me the question to you guys, like, what international experiences did you guys have to adjust to in your playing careers? Jonesy, I'll start with you first.
Well, I'm waiting to hear Sherm's because
Me too.
he's had some long-term ones. The ones that I've had, Savannah, have been short stints. I worked at the Olympics in '92 covering the Dream Team and played representing the country a couple times, but a couple places where they spoke English, so it wasn't that bad. And then, you know, tournaments in France, you can kind of fight your way around with your broken grade 12 French. And for me, it's about learning culture and understanding the culture, the manners, the expectations of the country. So I haven't had anything that's really that pressing. The odd miscommunication, asking for the check when I really was trying to find the bathroom, things like that. But nothing that stands out. And for me, as I said, when you see something that's strange, for me, I would ask. We played in Japan. I saw some stuff that was different. We had an interpreter. Again, I was only there for 2 weeks. It's not like Sherman that I was living in some of these places. So I had a chance to ask people and learn the culture and the customs. So I think it's great that you do that because it makes you worldly and expands your horizons.
Were you able to have much food or cuisine there?
I was very careful. That's where I lost a lot of weight.
Fair enough. It's not the time when you're playing on the road to try too much new things at one point. But
Yeah.
Sherm, I'm going to ask you because you've lived in countries. You've had some long-term experiences playing overseas. So what is that like? Like, what stands out to you?
Well, first of all, they were all great experiences when you talk about learning and growing as a human being. So none of these are negative. And I think, you know, when I was in Argentina playing there, they ate dinner at midnight. And I couldn't understand it. And they're a big red meat type of eaters. And they would eat that stuff late at night. Their evening started at 12 and they would go all morning. And I couldn't understand it. My body couldn't adjust to it. It took me a while before I was able to eat at the times that they were eating, but it was so interesting. It was a lifestyle. They worked hard, great people there, but that's how they flowed. They ate late at night, they stayed up late, and they did it again the next day. So it took a bit of an adjustment, but things like that are things that you just get into the culture and you just appreciate what they do. Everybody has their way of living. Nobody's right or wrong. Everybody has an opinion, so you just kind of flow with it. And it was a great experience being in Argentina.
Do you still have a midnight dinner at
So
all?
I used to.
Yeah?
I cut that out though. I'm at the age now where you don't want to have those midnight meals anymore.
I mean, I would just use it as like an excuse to have an extra meal in the day.
Well, you can do that.
Well, yeah, some
You
people
can
do that. I know when I was over in Spain too that I tried to go shopping in the middle of the afternoon and everything was closed.
Oh, wow.
Right? Well, siesta time, right?
Yep.
And it's the same thing.
That's true.
A lot of late dinners and stuff, but again, I'm only there for 2 weeks. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to make all the money that he is
No.
over in another land. Yeah.
Secure the bag, Sherm. But I will quickly say, I mean, my playing career did get cut short due to a series of knee injuries, so I was really only able to travel North America for the most part. But one thing that my twin sister has told me that really stood out to me, which is why I don't envy, is she had a huntsman spider over her bed in Australia when she was playing down there. And let's just say she did not sleep in her bed that night. So
A standoff, huh?
take the good with the bad, exactly. It's a little bit of a standoff.
Yeah.
Huntsman spider wins. It's like the size of your face.
Yeah.
But yeah, sure. I don't know if you have anything else that comes to mind in terms of playing experiences, but I mean, you got them all.
Well, I don't know if I have them all, but even from a cultural standpoint, I played in Lithuania, and it was interesting to see, being a very, very minority person in the country, to see the young kids come up to me and touch my skin.
No way.
And there's no animosity towards it. It's just they haven't seen it before.
Yeah.
So they just came and touched me and just innocently.
Yeah.
And, I could have been offended, but I understand they're just experiencing
Curious.
life.
Yeah.
And, they come, they touch you, but a month, 2 months later, when they see you in the grocery store again, you're at the restaurant, you're in the mall, they know you're there.
Yeah.
They're saying hi to you. They're smiling with you. And it's just about, understanding cultures and getting to know other people and the way they live. So, it was one of those experiences that could have been taken the wrong way, but you live there and people, they're accepting, they're accommodating. And I had a great experience in Lithuania. Great people there, great country.
I want to ask you, I know when I went to Japan, I noticed that the word basketball, the last 4 characters of ball, were similar to Paul. And all I had to do was change one little mark. And when I was asked for an autograph, I actually signed it in Japanese, and they would look and say, Paul, I get that. How much Lithuanian did you learn?
0. Actually, 0.001%. Labas. I don't want to say hi. Labas.
Nice.
But it was difficult. But having said that, playing in some countries, when you do learn some of the language, they are so appreciative of it.
You're
They
trying, right?
absolutely
You're
love
trying.
it,
Yeah.
that you're trying to integrate yourself and you're not just trying to be over here while they're over there.
Yeah.
And, that's where the camaraderie comes. But my experiences overseas were overwhelmingly positive.
That's amazing. We will be hearing from Scotty Barnes and Delano Banton.
Trusting in the process that they have going on for me. I trust in the development of the Raptors, and I've seen it, like I said, countless times of guys who came before me. So, just living in the moment, and I'm having fun out there, so it's great. It's my first year here, so I couldn't tell you about playing any other year, but I was a fan before I ever played. So, it's always been a great environment, even watching the games, being a part of it that way. So, it's been fun. It's been great. And me being from the city is just that much more fun. So it's good. Playing under Coach Mutombo is great for me. I feel like it's going to help develop my game a lot. He holds me accountable as well as, letting me do my thing and play my game. But, I feel like just going down there and, trying to add to my game. And when I come up here, come back down up here to do the little things. And, I feel like playing for Coach Mutombo, it's a blessing. He's going to challenge you to work hard and play to the pillars that we have. And like I said before, the style of play is not too different because, you could get a call up at any day from the 905 to come up here and you would have to be on the same page. So it's a blessing to be down there, getting to run the same actions, getting to look for my shots and look my reads, at a high level and, do it with a lot more chances and a lot more opportunity. Me and Malachi, we've been great with each other. I feel like, we understand the situation that both of us are in and, we go head to head with each other. But, off the court, we're friends, we're close friends. And, I feel like with Mal, we're going to continue to push each other to do better. And, whenever we get a chance, to play together, whether it's in the Raptors or the 905, we just want to pick up the pace and pressure the ball and do the things that we can to keep us, out there together on the floor together. So, with him, it's been great. It's just been a head to head and we just been trying to go at it every chance we get. But, he's been a great push for me and, he's been in the league a year. So I still look to him for advice, look to him for what I should do to, make Coach Nurse notice me. I asked him that early and just him playing point guard the year before me, I got a lot of answers from him and coming off the bench and, what to try and bring in when you do go into the game.
It's something to just enjoy. You could just see how grateful they are for us to be back. And it's just an amazing thing to be a part of. They're showing so much love. Just being able to play here every single time we're here. We know the potential that we have. We know we can be really, really good. We just got to keep working. And when the injuries come, we'll see how it is.
You just heard from Scotty and Delano, but let's talk about Scotty first because he has had a lot of expectations coming in as the number 4th pick this past season. And, that comes with the level of, maybe the Raptors fans weren't sure. Maybe they were like, I don't know who this guy is as much as, other names in the draft who they are thinking of. But has Scotty proven some people wrong or lived up to expectations?
I think he's done a little bit of both, Savanna, and I kind of joke about this. A lot of people, they jump on the NCAA tournament and they watch it for 3 or 4 weeks and they automatically become general managers, right? Pick this guy, take that guy. They're influenced by that, but yet, Masai Ujiri, Bobby Webster, Dan Tolzman, the staff, they've been tracking kids for a long, long time. And, Scotty, when that draft happened, when he was drafted, it may not have been the popular pick, but we're seeing that it's the right pick for this team, the way he fits. And I think he's handled the expectations well. Coming into a situation where the team wants to win, there are expectations around winning, and they're also catering and fostering his development. Look, his personality is effervescent.
Yes.
He's engaging. People gravitate towards him. It's good for his teammates. And then he plays hard, but with kind of a humble respect for the game. So I think he's living up to all the expectations. Now, we're only a quarter way through the year. He's played well. It's a long grind. I think what he's going to have to continue to do is keep his head down and keep grinding, because we're only part way through. He's already played more minutes now than he played his entire career at Florida State, and we haven't flipped the calendar to 2022 yet. But the long and short of your question is, yes, he's lived up to expectations, and there's still a whole lot of movement and room to grow.
One of my favorite Twitter accounts, real quick shout out, is Chris Walder, because he has a count going on of how many points Scotty Barnes passes per player previously on the Raptors. He just recently passed Stanley Johnson to get that into perspective as well. So he has a long way to go. You're right. Put your head down, still keep working, but keep that energy at the same time.
Hey, there were two guys here that won Rookie of the Year before, Damon Stoudemire, Vince Carter. He could be in that discussion at the end of the year.
I think he is. I think he is. He's in the discussion now, but we'll see where he ends up later on as well. But let's talk about Delano, because he's in a bit of a different situation, coming in as a second round pick, of course. Nobody really knew who he was. I actually asked head coach Nick Nurse the other day, I was like, hey, who found him? Who really found him on the Raptors? And he didn't tell me anything, but I was like, okay, because he kind of came out of the blue in some cases. But how important are reps right now for him? Because he's bouncing between the Toronto Raptors as well as the 905.
I think it's so important for him to get reps. Whatever level he's playing at, get reps with the ball in his hands in crunch time situations. You know, when you think about down at the 905, you know, head coach Patrick Mutombo, he's running similar things that the Raptors run. So Delano is getting reps at things he's going to see on this level with the Raptors. But you think about it, a second round pick, and your head coach is saying you need to play and you need to perform now. And he's entrusting him with valuable minutes. And you're seeing his growth curve really steepen. And I just like the way he can impact the ball on both sides. And I think that with Delano, the beautiful thing is he's a pass-first player. He's going to set people up. He's going to try and do the right things, sometimes to a fault. He's got to look for himself a bit more. But I just love everything about his game, his ability to pass the ball, to run offense, to score a little bit. And kind of like Scotty Barnes, when you're looking and projecting forward, his ceiling is high. Developing his body, developing his game. He's got a lot of road ahead of him.
Absolutely, and I think about even just, you're right, how far his shot has come as well, as that has improved. There's just so much steady improvement, but you could catch the next game. The Raptors play OKC this Wednesday, 7:30. Watch it on Sportsnet and listen to it on TSN. Thank you for watching another episode of Raptors Today. I'm Savanna Hamilton with Paul Jones, Sherman Hamilton, Amy Audibert, Luke, Matt, and Jake. Have a great day.